Everyone, and welcome to another real-time edit. Thanks so much for watching. Got this lovely little Common Tern chick. Actually, he's not that little. He's getting pretty big. But really nice backlight on the morning I took this. Or maybe it was evening. I don't even remember at this point. So I'm just going to crop off the top right there. Maybe even a little bit more. Just going to kind of keep him in the top of the frame. I basically just don't want that bright area up there distracting. Let's see, exposure down just a little bit, bring the highlights back so I get the fuzzy detail there, shadows up, blacks down for contrast, warm the white balance up, really give it that golden glow, somewhere in there, graduated filter on the bottom just to darken that bottom half and warm it even a little bit more, and that looks like a pretty good starting point in Lightroom. So into Photoshop for the rest of this. There's probably not going to be a ton I'm going to do on this. I'm just going to darken the background a little bit more subtly to make sure that that really makes the rim light kind of stand out, that glow on the bird there. And I guess maybe just get rid of these bright kind of branchy things. It's one unfortunate thing about this particular beach is the birds are great. They're amazing. They're always close. There's so many of them, but it's a real messy beach. It's every once in a while you get them in just the right spot with some nice shells only, but a lot of times there's just a lot of just beach debris, not like human trash or anything like that, but just reeds, like dried up reeds that have washed up on shore, and they're just sticking up all over the place, and little twigs and just all kinds of junk, beach junk that just does not look pretty in the photos. It usually makes the whole beach look kind of a mess. Like even that dark spot right there, I'm just going to soften that up a little bit. There's a real big bright spot right there, so I'll just kind of clone in from both sides just to try and soften that up, but I want to make sure I don't make a weird pattern like I almost did there. And then I'll just darken that down. That looks pretty good. All right, gonna go ahead and add my burn layer on here. I'll start out, that first brush stroke was no good. Start out by just trying to darken these lighter areas. Oops, real touchy today. And then I'll throw another one on and just darken the entire upper half a little bit here. And then bring it back on the bird. So I'll get in here with a more sharp edge brush and get detailed on the bill there. And then back to a soft brush for along the edge here where I darkened it, because some of that burning I did painted right on the bird, which I do not want. If anything, I want that bird to be a little bit lighter, not darker. And then I always do this so I can see what areas I actually am painting here and what areas I missed. Because if I just try and do it based on while I'm looking at the image, I miss a lot of areas all the time. So just about done here. There we go. Got that all filled in nice. Excellent. So next curves adjustment layer is going to lighten, add a little bit of contrast to the bird itself. Let's make this little guy stand out a little bit more. I don't want to hit that glow too much more, or else I'm going to start losing detail in there. So I certainly don't want to do that. But in these areas where it's not quite as bright, I'll hit that more. I don't need the white breast to go any lighter either. It's already kind of light, so making that stand out anymore is not going to be good. There's also some blue tones in there I do want to get rid of. Oops, it grabbed red, so just manually go to the blues and cyans and then ditch those. Just paint it in right here, make sure there's none of that showing. I'm going to accentuate a little bit of the soft catch light in the eye there. Whoa, way too much, so let's back off of that. And then make the eye actually more black again around it. Because the lens flare is certainly killing the contrast on this, so watch, I'll just blacken up the whole eye and then bring back some of that catch light again. There we go, looks good. I think some of that contrast would do well on the bill here. Just got to make sure I don't overlap into the background. And then I do want to accentuate the rim light around the beak there. So I'll just make sure to hit that. Make that stand out a little bit more, which is nice. A little bit more warming white balance for the sand and just the front of the breast of the bird there. And also these areas that I kind of painted in and burned, they went a little bit like cooler. So there we go, that fixed that. And then maybe just a shot of contrast overall. Yep, I think that looks really good. And I am happy with that. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to do there. So from there to there, right, definitely cleaned it up. Really brings your eye in there. I see one other thing to just kind of clone out whatever the heck that is. And one little floating something there. All right, there we go. Let's get that saved. And back into Lightroom, I'll show you the total before on this one. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I'll give you the spiel now while we're waiting. So if you want to learn more about exactly how I did what I did in this video, head on over to my website, rayhennessy.com. Go to the workshops menu, down to the online workshops, and then you can check out the remote training session. That's a great way to learn directly with me. We'll actually share your screen, or I can share my screen using Skype, and we will go through the editing process, and I will give you any tips and suggestions and answer any questions you may have. So that's a great thing to do. In the meantime, this is back into Lightroom now, so there's your total before and after. And this is a great thing to do. See, sometimes when I compare a total before and after, I can see that I went too far in one direction. And so this bird looks too red to me now. Like there's just too much red tone in this. It looked fine while I was editing it, but now that I see it compared to this, I think it's too red. So this is one of those circumstances where I will edit this back in Photoshop. So in this case, I'm going to edit the original, which will open up this layered Photoshop file. And just on top here, I'll put a curves adjustment layer and just back off that red a little bit. And maybe it's going to be a combination of yellow and red. So add some blue, take some red out, and let's see if that kind of cleans it up. Yeah, look at that. See? So maybe just one more click on the red, we'll get that saved. So now it has a warm sun tone, but not like a pink tone, you know? So I think on these late evening backlit shots, like there can be some red in there. You know, I like those warmer tones to it, but yeah, there we go. Look at that. But it shouldn't be as red as I had. I had that thing like red. See, this is warmer toned, but not red anymore. So there's your final image. There's the total original image. So again, not a huge change, but definitely cleans it up, makes it more about the bird, and looks really good in the end. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it.